Hi guys. I've been planning to make this video for quite a long time now, but now at 6 a.m. in the morning I haven't slept this night. I have decided already, and now I'm making it. It's time for me to move on and start doing things that I have, I thought my students will be doing more appropriately, and now I have to become a doer, but I don't really appreciate that. My role is better as support, as a leader of certain society. I have been guiding people, guiding my own students, to some of their victories, and of course helping them rise from their falls, and it was going quite well. But before, not long ago, I have finally understood that there are some of their fails that are not rational. There are some kind of interference from like a third party, and I am not talking about people. At least I am not talking about people. At least I'm not talking about only people and normal people, conventional people, like you know them. No one is actually really on their way, and some of my students are succeeding and are being literally great already. They're accomplishing their goals, they're going higher and higher in what they're doing. They're becoming better. Some of them are already specialists in what they're doing. I'm about spirituality, also I'm about success in all forms of it, wealth and spirituality combined. It's a bit like the Buddhist way. Also Christianity is kinda about that, but you can go from any point you want. For example, Wicca is also kinda similar to have this characteristics, this goals in it involved, and I think every kind of idea, nearly every person is trying to achieve exactly goals similar to what I'm trying to teach, and my teachings are already I have been teaching some of my people for more than 10 years, and it's all about sharing your knowledge. When you have failed somewhere, just share this so that your people would have the opportunity to go through your mistakes and don't do them on their own again, because it's kind of I don't know how to explain, but it would be stupid to make one and the same mistake for generations, and I mean generations of generation of spirits, the generations of souls. Doing one and the same mistake would be really dumb. So we have to stop this and help each other more in the future, but that's something already you already know, and that has been discussed a bit more than it has to be even. So now I have knowledge about some of the existential questions. I have answered most of them for myself, and I don't really mean that my answers are the only correct answers possible, but also I have really answered them, and I have used logic and some ancient oaths and new knowledge to prove my theories, my answers. They are not like random. I'm answering the answer of life is 42 or something like that. No, not really, but I can tell you some of the most important things that are going to be the topics I will be talking about in the future. Some of them will be more specialized in, for example, casting some protection you need, because I have observed that if you really need something in your spiritual path, no matter who you are, even if you are great, even if you are a champion, if you are succeeding in everything you do, you still may need a little bit more spiritual protection, because all people have their downfalls and their periods when they're not in their top form. And yes, there are ways that we can imagine that we can actually do certain things, certain training to skip the critical effects that could come, but still at these moments, at our bad moments, but still it's very nice for us to have protection, or to some chants are very easy. You won't take a long time to cast, to chant them or cast some protective spells on your own. And even if you don't believe in magic, for example, in rituals and their effects, you will still have some discipline in addition to the discipline you already have, of course, and some discipline in casting, and you won't be a total newbie. And I think it's quite okay, even if you don't prioritize this ever. If you have other priorities in life, it still will not be well. It could be in use, and you'll be eventually more calm when you're casting. I even will try to explain the essence of how to be protecting yourself, but not teach certain ancient, for example, spells for protection. There are some, and I will tell you about them. Know some of the mantras, for example. You can check the Buddhist mantras. They're very, very helpful. But I can tell you that it's 100% rational about them. For example, about the Buddhist chants, they are actually based on sound system, and it's they're perfect sounds. They're resonating perfectly and in every environment on this earth, and they're really helping, even if they are not even if you don't believe in any god or something like that. They're good. Their sound, their frequency, the frequency of the sound you're doing when you're chanting is actually resonating quite well with the environment on this planet, so it couldn't be harmful for yourself, and it is actually working well. It is working for yourself. So I will be, of course, sharing information of some of the already known mantras, but I will try to explain you how to create some defense systems on yourself. Excuse me. And I think that's that's the most important thing, to have some knowledge on yourself. I won't go the charlatan way, where I will be telling I am the only one that can give you the answers you're seeking for. No. And I'll be, everything is relative. That's very important. Everything has variations, and everything has a lot of variations, and you can think of at least 5 or 6 and in any topic, I guess. So, well, of course there's no one and only one way for doing the things, but for example the Christian way and the teachings of Jesus were not bad at all, because he have in his records this what the Bible is saying, what the Jesus have teach, seems to be, you can try being really without sins. I mean, you can try to meditate more, to work for the others and for yourself, to extend your consciousness, and it couldn't be working harmful for you. He has figured some very important things in life and have made a whole teaching based on them, and he has made, for in his teaching, it's really close to perfect. It doesn't have many points where you can say, wow, this I'm not going for this one. This is really illogical. It doesn't seem fine. I don't really think this could help me. Of course, there are some moments. For example, if you got hit, you have to be hit again. I mean, what was this part? I'm not using the right words, but well, yeah, well, for example, this one has to be some kind of metaphor, and it's about, well, surrendering is kind of a topic for Jesus, and I don't really appreciate this thing, because surrendering is not an option, and well, in modern society nowadays it ain't a good thing. But still, trying to be out of sins, it's very ancient teachings have told us how to do this, and many years, even centuries before Jesus, there are well, certain, you know, masters that have been telling what they have experienced and what they have observed and recognized as legitimate in their days, and practically they have explained things that Jesus have just well put together and have extended a little bit. So of course Christianity is not working that well, because it is working. There are many Christians and there are new Christians, and some are converting to Christians, and so on and so on. Of course there are some who are converting from Christians to another religion also. But Christianity doesn't have all the answers, but still it sounds like close to perfect teaching, because it has everything involved in it. It's not fragmented. Fragmentation is very important for science, for example. But well, if we cannot put all the things together in one place, we cannot answer some of the existential questions, and that's why actually science cannot answer and is not trying to answer the existential questions for the genesis, for well, topics like that. I mean, why are we here? What is our mission? And I told you I can answer. I can, for example, there was some different answers that could be true, but well, I have, of course, one as priority, because we all have. We are not coming from here. It's well, you can understand that easily. We are we are older than we think. We really have experienced quite few things before we came here on this earth, and this plane of existence is only one of the planes of existence. There are scientifically proven. There are many universes working, being simultaneously at one and the same time, and time is also relative. So well, you know, many resources are telling us, many sources, maybe it's the most appropriate word here, are telling us one and the same thing, and we can also nowadays relate magic to science, and we can say some things about magic as a science. You know, magic with CK. But I won't start from this one, because I have had already conversations with many scientific, well, scientists that are arguing with myself. I don't arguing with me on this topic. It's not very easy to prove my theory. We had some very, you know, lasting conversations, and they cannot prove me wrong. They cannot prove themselves right, but it's kind of the same for me, because science is being created very hard. It's not an easy process, and you know, most of the scientists don't like to, well, change anything in science, because it's a hard process. If, for example, I prove some of my teachings, some great changes have to come in, well, in use. Science will be changed. Some of the, for example, if magic is a teaching, and we can finally, well, use, for example, like psychology, use some spells and some hypnosis for our well, expansion, for the expansion of our consciousness, for our own well-being, for our to become smarter, better, stronger, more intelligent, agile, and whatsoever you can think of. And if that's conventional, if it's proven, it is proven to be right, but you have to, well, you have to spend some time. In addition, there are no simple ways making yourself better by using hypnosis and psychology, for example, or spells or whatsoever. And there might be easier ways than other ways, but still it's not quite simple. You have to invest time in this, and most of the people are thinking in patterns that they don't have enough time, and this is being one of the most moving the world spirits nowadays, that you don't have so much time and you have to move right now, for example. But I don't think that's quite right. I mean, you have to move, but you have to also meditate. You have to be always trying to be well. If you are not well, get better. Of course, you cannot all of the time maintain yourself. You have to also move forward and try to get hard, and you are already in life in your position, get more wealthy, more successful, more intelligent, to grow spiritually, and so on and so on. You understood? That will be what I'll be discussing, and we'll be talking about in our future discussions. I will at some point I will introduce it to my students also. Some of them will be making videos. I haven't decided how to proceed from here on. I don't know. We will make one channel, or every one of us will have their own. We already have some. One got banned lately, and it's not very cool because it was for spamming, and I don't really think it was appropriate because there was no spamming. But well, you know, sometimes mistakes are made, or maybe it wasn't a mistake. I don't really know the case, because well, everyone decides for themselves, and this certain student has made, it seems, well, like I said, I don't know the case very well, but well, I have to start doing things, because I have been guiding to this moment. Now I will be doing, so I'm the master of a certain society. Now I'm introduced to yours, to all of you that are watching. It's about sharing our knowledge and doing it sharing it to everyone, to the public. We don't share it only to our people. That's very important, and we will be sharing very much. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I will try to answer. I am not from the fastest to answer. It will take time, most probably. I'm a meditative, my mind matrix as I have created this is meditative. It is being actually the faster way, because if you don't have a calm mindset, you'll move slower, most probably. So well, have that in mind. I have also some blog spots which you can check out. I am not sure I will be giving them from the first moment this video goes online, but well, you can be sure you can depend on this happening in the future. So well, that's it for now. I'm very often finishing with "be great, Namaste."